My name is Munyaradzi Chanetsa. I thought I'd give you my full government name, given and granted by my parents and grandparents. I am the A&R Manager for Sony ATV Music Publishing for the continent, for Africa. But besides that, I'm also what I refer to as your favorite MOTI, standing for Master of the Industry. Because I mean, there's nothing that's hidden that I'm very passionate about education within the entertainment space and sharing that information, because I mean, I don't want to be the only MOTI. The plan is to make others as well. I guess my first taste of the industry was, I had just finished university in Australia and I returned home to Zim for some time. And that was around 2007. And during the time in Zim, there weren't many opportunities for someone who had just graduated from university. So my father suggested that I go to Cape Town and look for work. And fortunately, my sisters were both studying at UCT at the time. So I went to Cape Town and I mean, I did the normal thing, looking for jobs, but music has always been a passion. I mean, and this is since days, as in music is I even refer to it as my first love, my one true love even. And I think after job hunting for some time, doing interviews, getting rejected, eventually at some point I just said, you know what, I'm going to follow music. And I decided I'm going to become a DJ. And that actually ended up leading me into where I ended up being, where I met up with a friend who's actually quite a well-known DJ. He's in the trance scene, and I asked him to teach me some lessons. And I went to his place, he was teaching me the ins and outs of DJing, the equipment needed, and then at some point his sister came home and we'd known each other from Zimbabwe. So she was like, yo, Munya, you're around, what are you up to? And I shared with her that I'm looking for work, but hey, I'm gonna start the DJ thing. And then she was just like, yo, what did you study at university? I explained marketing and advertising, of which then she was like, oh, at my husband's work, they're looking for a marketing and promotion manager. And I was like, okay, cool, I'm down. And it was just so fortunate, as I said, that he was working for a music record label by the name of Putumayo World Music, which is a New York-based record label. And they focus a lot on compilation albums. And yeah, so I continued at Putumayo World Music probably for 2 years. And I was under the guidance of Cassandra Goins. She was my first boss, and a great boss at that. And then Putumayo decided they no longer wanted to expand into the rest of the continent, of which at that time Cassandra then decided she was going to then return back home because she was from America. And then she kind of did a through ball to me, and she was like, yo, if you're interested, Munya, there's an opportunity at a company called Content Connect Africa in Johannesburg. And if you're down and if you're up to the task of moving, then that's the opportunity, of which I jumped at it. That was actually a career-defining moment for me, because Content Connect Africa is where a lot happened in my career. I joined Content Connect Africa again as a marketing manager. By the end of it, I was the MD, Managing Director of Content Connect International, which was the company we opened up in Nigeria, and Content Connect Ghana, which is also the other company opened up in Nigeria. And also we'd open up branches for Content Connect in Uganda. We had a branch there, we had a branch in in Angola. At that point, I was also head of operations for the entire continent for Content Connect Africa. And my position there, and even the business changed a lot, because Content Connect Africa originally was just an aggregator, also known as a digital distributor. But by the time I ended up leaving, which I was there for close to a decade, it had now, they'd launched their own VOD streaming platform. They've just launched their online radio platform. They're into content creation, so they started investing in the creation of content and the like. So, the business really did change quite a bit, and it was exciting. It definitely was. However, for me, at some point, I think after close to a decade, I think I was craving something different. And that's when the opportunity came at Capasso, which is the Composers, Authors and Publishers Association of South Africa. I was offered the position to be head of licensing there, which I gladly took, because I think at that point when I was at Content Connect Africa, I was confident that I understood the industry. But I guess when I joined Capasso, I learned that I really don't know. much. So Capasso was a great learning experience in terms of the real deeper ins and outs of the entertainment space and industry and copyright, which is a massive thing which I think is completely overlooked. Whilst at Capasso, we're responsible for making sure that all anywhere where music is used, that they have a license. So whether it's used on digital streamings, on the digital service providers, the likes of Spotify, iTunes, via the networks when people are buying caller tunes, there's broadcasts, so there's deals with the likes of SABC to make sure, in-store music, online radio, just to make sure that the composers and authors, who are also the forgotten creators, and composers and authors can be called producers and songwriters, it's just to make sure that they also get compensated, because I don't think as an industry you really understand the different revenue streams available to you if you're creative. So, but anyway, I was at Capasso for about 1.5 years. Then the Sony opportunity came to my door, of which I was very excited about that, because I thought it was just a great opportunity within the space which I wanted to be in, because I became quite passionate about wanting to expose composers and authors to the revenue opportunities that are there. Because internationally, you see people just being a producer and that's their profession. But in Africa, you find that you end up having to do a whole load of other things, but it's also got to do with lack of education, not understanding. So joining Sony was a blessing. I've been there now for close to 6 months. And which I am the head of A&R. I'm A&R Manager for Africa. And yeah, so far so good. I'm enjoying it. And I see great potential for the continent. So I mean, without a doubt, there definitely are key people who actually, I like to even refer to them as mentors who've mentored me throughout my journey. I mean, obviously there's, without a doubt, obviously parents out there. So I mean, shout out to the parents, because they've really helped me make some tough decisions. But outside of that, so one of my previous bosses, and who are very strong females as well within the entertainment space. So Cassandra Goins is one of them. She was my boss when I was at Putumaya World Music, and then I transitioned to Content Connect Africa, and that's where I met Antostella, who was also my boss at that time. And I mean, both these two individuals really did impact my career, where Cassandra gave me the first step into the entertainment space. I'm always forever grateful for that. And not only that, she was a stern teacher. You know, she didn't play around, and those disciplines I carried them throughout my career, actually. So she really did help me become the man I am in terms of the music space. And then Antos as well. She really did, she trusted me a lot, especially when we started expanding within the company. Without her and her trust and belief in me to be able to do the best job I possibly could for Content Connect Africa, I don't think I would have been able to have traveled the continent the way I did, to make the great networks the way I did as well. So that was also a very, defining moment within my career. So those two ladies, I'm definitely forever grateful to them. The importance of mentorship is just it's a way of avoiding making mistakes of the past. You know, your mentors are people who have been there, that have done that. They've probably even burned their fingers in certain instances. So the purpose of having mentorship is so important, because that's how you learn and avoid making mistakes, which then in turn avoids you losing time. Because the reality is, on this planet, we all have limited time, and it's very important to be able to be as effective as we possibly can during our time here. So time is important. So if you avoid making mistakes, that means you're saving time and you're able to actually progress faster. So mentorship is definitely something very important. Hence why I am going to be launching an online platform to provide information about the ins and outs of this entertainment space. Because personally, I do feel that Africa as a whole, I often describe saying that if we say that the entertainment space was a game with 10 levels, I think we're still on level 1, even part one of level one. And that is why we're not progressing. That is why we see mistakes from, and there's a project that I worked on my personal capacity, I called it Happy Endings, the Mbube story, which talks about Mbube and how something that happened in 1938 to a gentleman by the name of Solomon Linda, because of copyright and the like, is still happening today in 2020. And there's no excuse for it anymore, especially since we are in an information age. So it's very important to have mentorship, to seek guidance as much as you can, because it'll only be better for you and your career.